Okay, if you've already installed the Windows subsystem for Android on Windows 11 to get your Android apps on Windows 11, and you're thinking there's not a bunch of Android apps in this Amazon App Store, I'd like to play around with more, this is the video for you. So this is basically how you sideload Android apps onto Windows 11. So first things first, you want to launch up the Windows subsystem for Android. We'll launch that up, and you'll need to enable developer mode. So you'll tick that. Then you will click on manage developer settings here, and this will basically start the subsystem if you haven't got it started already. We'll wait for that to load quickly. And once this is loaded, we'll just minimize that, or you can close it, and you can just refresh the IP address here, and then you'll get your IP here, or like most importantly the port number here. So just remember that for later. Next up, what we'll need to do is we'll need to go and download the Adb Tool, which will basically allow you to sideload these Android apps onto Windows 11. And you'll go to this web page here. I'll drop the link in the section below, and you'll download the SDK platform tools for Windows. You'll agree to the license agreement, and you'll download that. And you can just download that into your downloads folder. And then once you've got that downloaded, you'll want to go to that zip file in your downloads folder, extract it out, and then you'll have a folder here with platform tools and the adb.exe in there. Now what you'll want to do is you'll want to open a terminal session within that particular part of File Explorer, and then we're going to use this Adb tool to connect. So what we're going to do is we're going to do adb connect, and then we'll go back to here, and 58526 is the port that is automatically selected for me, so I'm going to connect to 127.0.0.1 and then 58526, and it'll say it's connected. So you're all connected now. So now you can do adb install, and then this is where you need to basically go and download your app. So you can go to somewhere like APK Mirror. We can go ahead and look for Apple Music. We'll go ahead and hopefully get past all these ads, and we will download the whatever the latest version is. So we'll download this version. We'll download APK. We'll save that. So once you download these APK files, they will obviously go into your download section. We'll go back into there. What you want to do is you want to actually move that file that you've downloaded into the platform tools folder alongside where the adb.exe. So I've already got it in there because I was playing around with it earlier. We'll copy that in there, and then what you want to do is you will select whatever it's called. So you could rename it if you want to, but let's just go for com, and then you can just press tab obviously to autofill, and then you hit enter. It'll do performing streamed install. That'll take a few seconds just to literally sideload this app on, and then once it's sideloaded you can search for it in the start menu, and there's Apple Music sideloaded onto Windows 11. Now obviously a bunch of apps aren't going to work because they require the Google services, the Google Play services. There are probably ways you can work around that. I'm sure a bunch of people are going to figure out all sorts of ways of how to sideload all sorts of things. I've sideloaded the Aurora store, which kind of gets around some of those, makes it a little bit easier to sideload apps, I guess. You can play around with launchers. There's a bunch of sort of different apps and services and stuff that you can get on Android that will make sideloading a lot easier. So over the coming days, I'm sure there's going to be even better ways to sort of sideload these apps, but that is the most basic way that you can do it if you want to play around with some sideloaded Windows 11 Android apps right now.